And so, kicking off the show, our first guest is someone who has worn many hats. Actress, film producer, interior designer, businesswoman, philanthropist, and even politician. Carolyna Hutchings is a Scottish-Nigerian powerhouse who has made significant contributions across various sectors. Carolyna, or Carolyna, she'll confirm which one is right, was born to a Scottish father and a Nigerian mother, and she grew up in Nigeria as the first of 3 children. She holds a Bachelor's of Science in Geographical and Regional Planning from the University of Calabar, an MSc in International Law and Diplomacy from the University of Lagos, and an MBA from Edinburgh Business School in the UK. Carolyna first captured our attention through her roles in successful Nollywood films like Deadly Care, Missing Angel, and The Captor. But her talents extend beyond the entertainment industry. She also has made her mark in interior design, construction, and the oil and gas sector. I say to her that her hands must be very full. So what really sets Carolyna apart is her passion for philanthropy. She founded the Hopeville Foundation, an NGO that supports women facing childbearing difficulties, aids children with birth defects, and promotes girl-child education and empowerment. Her advocacy work earned her recognition from a Pan-African organization in 2017 for her efforts in youth capacity building. And of course, in 2022, she ventured into politics as a governorship running mate in Akwa Ibom State. And this brought her dedication and public service to a broader platform. It's an honor to have Carolyna with us today. So please join me as I welcome the beautiful, yes, eloquent, intelligent Carolyna, yes? Is it Carolina?
My father calls me Carolyna.
Carolyna.
But, well, here they call me Caroline. So whichever one.
Whichever works.
Anyone.
So Carolyna.
Caroline, anyone.
Carolyna Hutchings.
Yeah.
So good to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much, sir.
And you're looking radiant, I must say.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So now let's dive straight into it because we've taken quite some time to start the show. Now you've made significant contributions across various sectors. I mean, I reeled all of those out in your profile. So what really has inspired your transition into philanthropy? And how has your background influenced your charitable initiatives?
So I would first of all give kudos to my late grandmother who raised me. I was raised by my grandparent. And I remember, unfortunately, my grandmother had only one child, which was my mother, which is my mother. And she had childbearing difficulties. Okay. At a tender age, I didn't understand any of that. All I remember was we just had too many girls in the house who were going to school. So what she did was she would bring in a lot of girls from Akwa Ibom. She didn't believe in turning anyone into a house help. She didn't believe in that.
Yes.
She believed in training young girls, empowering them. She was saying we had a lot of girls going to Unilag. Yeah. We had girls going to fashion school. We had girls going to computer school and all that. And that was how I was brought up. And also, I remember having a neighbor that was facing domestic violence as well. And my grandma will make it a duty to empower the woman as well, teach her a few things, give food to her. She was always giving food to people. And my grandmother was a teacher. She retired as a level 16 officer in Lagos here. And I remember her sending a few kids to school in her school. She was a fine arts teacher. And she would pay their school fees for those that couldn't come to school because of school fees. So that was how I was brought up. And that empathy and kindness is just a part of my life, literally.
So we're seeing a reincarnation
of my grandma. Yes, it is. So I'm doing exactly what I was thought to do. And doing exactly what she would have done if she was. And
you started at such an early age.
Yes, at such an early age, giving to the needy, yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're talking about compassion and passion in charity work. So what are the, why are they important?
For me, passion in charity work it's saying this is where I want to focus on. but not limiting yourself to showing compassion to other areas of charity. So for instance, my foundation, which is Hopeview Foundation, is focused on women with childbearing difficulties and children with birth defects. And also I'm an ambassador for the Rotary Club for polio. So that is a passion, the focus. I have volunteered my time to focus, volunteered my time to the Rotary Club to focus on
Rotary
polio.
Club
of Lagos, of Ikoyi, to focus on polio. Yes. So that is passion, but that doesn't stop me from helping others. So while I am assisting those people that I'm focused on, I can also say, okay, I want to feed the poor. Right now, Hopeview Foundation is on a journey of Feed Lagos campaign. We've just fed about over 2,000 people. And also we are doing Help with the Poor movement as well, where we get to help quite a whole lot of people around Nigeria. We want to cater to over 10,000 people in each state to curb the hunger and the economic issues that the people are facing.
Which is really biting hard.
It is. And as an NGO, we advocate for peace. So I'm not going to come out, as much as I will plead with the government to assist in any way they can, but as an NGO, I would also try my best to assist those that I need as well, and work with industries and companies through their CSR to meet the demands of people around the environment as well.
Okay, so let me pick your brain a bit. Like in your opinion, how do you think individuals can balance business success with social responsibility, especially in industries like entertainment, construction, and oil and gas? Because you've been there.
For social I have to balance it. How I'm going to use myself as an example.
You are an example.
I'm going to use myself as an example. It is compulsory, and it is a way of life, and it should be a culture that wherever your business is situated, be it as an individual or as an industry or an enterprise, you must add value to your environment. So CSR, philanthropy work shouldn't be an afterthought at the end of the day. If God has blessed you to be successful in your business, whatever business you're doing, you must be able to develop someone around you, add value and empower someone around you. You can empower one person, you start little by little. For me, in my business, I take a certain percentage. That was how I started. As an individual first, before I involved my business. A certain percentage for my business. Is it I empower the people, my staff, or I empower the people around me, or even in other states. And I think anyone who wants to be successful in life should be able to add value. You're not yet successful until you have raised a community of people that can say, this person has empowered me.
Yeah, I remember the funny thing is, we were talking about this a short while ago, and you said, do you know that a lot of companies don't even understand what CSR is?
They don't know. If we can take a small data.
Yes.
If we walk, I'm sure we walk through Admiralty.
Yes.
And walk into stores and say,
all those stores.
I'm sure they'll be thinking CSR is a milk or a cloth, a brand or something. And it should be a way of life. Like I said, it should be a culture, not just from your company, from your home. The country cannot be a better place unless the home is a better place. We raise leaders from the home.
So CSR will be corporate social responsibility.
Yes, it is corporate social responsibility.
For you to give
to give back to your environment, to
so
empower people around. Now we all
let's assume that we all know.
No.
Right, great. So I want you to tell me what really motivated your entry into politics? And how do you see your experience in charity work influencing your political aspirations and vision for Akwa Ibom State or Nigeria?
Well, it could even be outside Nigeria.
Okay.
As I hope to work with the UN as a volunteer as well. So it could be outside Nigeria.
Okay.
What motivated me to go into politics, and I think that was what my principal Ibarotu was at then. He was running as a governor under the ACC party, Shore's party. Unfortunately, we didn't go through because they had a dispute.
Not grandma this time.
Not grandma this time. So no, my grandma, I don't think my grandmom would have allowed me to go into politics. She was very protective of me, and I was a special angel. She was very protective of me, and she wanted me to just focus on my education and adding value to people the way I could through my NGO, through philanthropy, but not politics, because she felt it was a bit, you know what it is. So my principal had done a research. He had followed me all this while and saw that I had a passion for humanity. And for someone who wants to hold a political office, in as much as, yes, you want power or you want money or anything, you must also have empathy towards the people, and you must be compassionate. That is the reason why you were voted to be on that seat in the first place.
That's where the passion and compassion again plays
exactly.
a role.
So my take was, if I can get this position, then I can reach out to more people that I couldn't reach out to in the first place, because my NGO, I was running it on my own financially, and I was constrained. And then after a while, I started opening it up to other people, and I got a lot of support. But I felt when I'm in politics, I can do much more for the women, for the youth, that I've always wanted to do. I've been running my NGO since 2006 as an individual, before I registered it under the CAC in 2015. So politics for me is not just about gaining power. It's not just about financial stability. It's not just about, you know, having a status that I have this political set. It's about reaching out to the people.
It's about service.
Service, adding value to their life, meeting their needs when they need to be met. And, you know, empowering people, developing the local government, the society as well. You know, you cannot be a successful leader if you don't have successful followers around you as well.
So you have to enable them,
you have to enable them. So that was the whole desire for me when I wanted to go into Akwa Ibom, because I know that I have relatives there. My mother's relatives are there. I hear a lot of stories, and I was actually made an Obongowan of Eket.
What's that in English?
Obongowan is the light of Eket.
Wow.
Yes, I was only 21 years old when I was given that title by the later Nodien, King Nodien. And that title, being the light of Eket, means you should shine your light in your environment in Eket. And I have so much I need to do.
Great.
Be it
at 25.
I was 21 then.
Yeah, at 25.
Now I'm 25 now. So adding value to my environment, empowering people, and ensuring that they know that they have someone that they can depend on, and someone who has integrity and is reliable, is really my goal when it comes to politics. And that was what, you know, motivated me to.
Yeah. You see, I'm looking at you now, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers are just saying to themselves, oh, if she's able to do this and that and that and that, I should be able to do it too. But there's something called capacity building. I want you to discuss briefly the importance of building capacities for Nigerian youths and how your advocacy programs, you know, have contributed to this.
I always like to use myself as an example. I think the first capacity building is your mindset. Are you willing to be built? So for me, I'm tenacious. And I think earlier when we were discussing, I did tell you, I am not someone that sits still. I like to develop myself. Whether you are developing me or I am developing myself, I must add value to myself. And I think the first thing that the youth need to do is to ask themselves, what do they really want in life? So if someone is not helping you out, try and find ways, you know, to add value to your life. I sent myself through the university when I was acting. I acted, I used my money and the fees I got from acting and also from modeling, I was also a model, to pay myself through Unical. And after Unical, I got married, had my kids. And after my divorce, I had to add value to my life. I went back to school, did my MBA, my MSc.
That's capacity building.
Yes, and I did all that. I was working in an oil and gas company. I didn't start from the top. I started as an intern in the oil and gas company. And I pushed my way through till I became the only female in the upstream department. And I was so tenacious. All I wanted to do was learn. But the salary I was earning, apart from other expenses that I had, I was adding value to my life. And I did a part-time course in like MSc in International Law. Right now, I've been given an honorary doctorate degree. I was given that last year, so Yes, I call myself doctor. So everything is about adding value to your life. I've also been to Lagos Business School with my own money. I did 2 sandwich courses there as well, and I intend to do more. Right now, I'm also looking at going to Bayes University, hopefully, to study law. I love law. I want to study corporate law.
Okay.
So it's about just developing yourself. And once someone sees that you have a desire to evolve from where you were before to somewhere greater, they'll be so happy to add value to you. Like for me, when you see me, you just want to add value in my life. So it's about, first of all, build your own self.
Yes.
And someone will add value to you, and someone will see it and say they want to add value to you.
Let me just quickly ask you, how many hours of sleep do you get in the night?
I'm not going to lie to you.
Having reeled out all of this.
I won't lie to you, sir. I don't really play. So I work, I sleep. I don't go to club. I don't go to parties. If I ever party with my friends, maybe once in a blue moon, and I sleep from 10 o'clock, my phone goes into D&D, bedtime mode. I rest. I wake up at 5 a.m. every day, say my prayers, and my brain starts functioning from there. I just want to work.
Okay. I'll catch you there.
Yes.
Because the other day I saw a shot of you riding a horse.
Yes. I like So I wanted to start doing something that would take me away from my work space, because it's either I am working or I'm working or I'm working. There's nothing other than work. I started going to polo. My daughter likes riding the horse.
Okay.
So she motivated me and I decided to try it. I did about 4 classes until the horse threw me off and I ran away, literally.
Yes.
And then one of the things I like the most is going sailing.
Sailing.
Yes, I go sailing towards Taco Bay and just relax there, dock there and relax.
Okay.
I love the water. I have measured the nautical miles.
So you're a human after all.
I am a human.
And we're not even going to talk about the fast cars and things.
I love fast cars. I haven't been to Formula 1, but I hope to be soon. I love fast cars.
Whoa.
Anything adrenaline drive, I like it. I like it.
Yes, that's quite interesting. It would be nice to share one of those moments with you. One of these days.
Yes.
Yeah. So now let's even get back to serious talk now. Your charity initiatives, all your charitable efforts, how do you ensure that they're genuinely impactful and that they reach the people who need them the most? Because what we see these days is people just throwing things in the air and you're not sure whether those palliatives are landing in the right places.
This question, I'm actually so happy that you just asked me this question. So I'm going to use the Feed Lagos campaign as an example, even though I have, apart from helping others, I use the NGOs. I use different NGOs as well.
Yeah.
So there are various NGOs that send me details of sick people and all that.
Okay.
And before I do anything, I send the details to my hospital. Okay, let me start with the Ayeni twins. When I was contacted, the Ayeni twins were conjoined twins.
Okay.
It was all over the news. I had a very big issue with the Enugu State Teaching Hospital because I didn't want them to separate the twins. I did my research work and I found
you didn't want to lose
either of them.
Yeah.
So they were conjoined.
In the process.
Yes, in the process. I think it was around the torso. And it was going to take about 14 to 18 hours to separate the twins. What I did was I took the details. I sent someone there first of all to find out if it was true. So I don't just jump. You can't just send my NGO, you can't send me anything without me confirming. I first of all sent someone there, took all the information that I needed, and then I sent it to my doctor. So the doctor I sent it to was my son's doctor. I didn't have a daughter by then, my son's doctor. I sent it to them to see if it was possible to give any aid, and they said it is possible, but it will be better done abroad. I sent it to a doctor abroad that I knew, and they followed up and told me everything that needed to be done and asked how much was this and all that. So I go into details and I follow up. Yes, that was what happened today in Unities. And luckily for me, my awareness, even though it was a battle on social media with the hospital, we created so much awareness that a certain first lady came on board and helped the family. And the twins are perfectly fine, perfectly separated and all that. Now, concerning Feed Lagos campaign.
Yes.
When we were going out, I didn't have a destination where I was going to after packing all the food items. I just knew in my heart I wanted to feed over 2,000 people that day. And so I asked my team members, where are we going to? For me, it's about where the Lord leads me. I have to feel it within my soul that this is where I need to go. And he said, let's go to Shomolu. So we went to Shomolu. When we got to Shomolu, I wasn't really satisfied with, I told him I don't want the marketplace. I already went to Onyibo and Mount 12 to buy this food item. So I have supported the market women. Where I want to go to is where people are hungry and they need food. So he said, oh, when we go along the road, we'll see. I said, no, I want to go to the slum. I want to go to where poverty, you can see poverty. Obvious. Poverty is looking at you. And when we got there, we made an announcement. You see, sometimes I say something, there are two types of poor people. There are the poor person there is a poor man that is from laziness, and then there's the other one from circumstances beyond their control. Now, the poor man who stems from a circumstance beyond their control, they are tired of your Indomie, your bread, because if you just want to come and take picture with them, nobody chooses to be poor. Unless it's only a lazy man that chooses to be poor. But really nobody chooses to be poor. When we got there, at first it was like, these ones have come. Do you understand? And I understood where they were coming from, because it seems like they're used to it. People come and they never come back. They only come to take pictures and videos for their own selfish benefit. And so that is not what we do at Hope View Foundation. So you ensure that we follow up. That same Shomolu, that same Shomolu, we are going back there to do the preschool gifts, where we give children school bags and pay off school fees. The same thing we did that day. We went to Ojudu. We were told to go to a certain area in Ojudu, but when I got there, it looked really beautiful. So I told them I didn't want that. So we had to go to another place called the Canal. It's called the Banana in a Canal. And that place is infested with mosquitoes, which you can really see. I'm sure cholera is swimming everywhere. Wow. And that was where we focused and we did our footages and all that. So in our NGO, Hope View Foundation, we make sure that we select the places and then we follow up. We don't just follow up once, we keep following up to ensure that, okay, what else can we do? How can we add value? How can we reach out to the local government, to the government, to see how we can add more value to their lives, develop people that can also add value to that community? Because if you can empower one or two people in that community, that person can empower one or two family members in that community. So we can also do other things. So that's how we follow up.
I'm drawing a picture of you in my head, and what keeps coming is, the image of an octopus of some sort. Like you're everywhere. So tell me, time management. How are you able to manage your time with your hand in so many pies? Yeah, one big pie.
One big pie. So, as an actress, first of all, I am still an actress, but I don't act all movies. I do more production these days. What I do is I add my own equity. Is it I add my equity or I am the sole executive producer of the movie? And then after producing my own movie, which I have directors, I don't need to be the director. I don't need to be on set. All I know is my production must come out great. Even when I am acting a movie, it's probably a movie that I also was one of the executive producers, and I added value to the production. And I'm not playing, a major role that would take me away from the whole context of my business. So acting for me is when I see a good script and I know that, okay, this is what I want to do, and the message in the script really, really is strong, I do it. Or movie production. Construction and interior designing is my core job. It's actually my main job. I build, I sell properties, and I do interior designing. That is what I am focused on. Oil and gas, I worked in an oil and gas company for about 4 years, and I left there and said, okay, I was going to start my own oil and gas company. I still do procurement on the down low, but I am more focused on construction and interior designing. I still have my friends in oil and gas, I'm not going to lie. If I have any deal in oil and gas, I like money. Anything that would give me money to help anyone I can help, I will collect the money.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
So that is how I manage. So I'm not literally doing everything at the same time. My core job right now is construction and interior designing.
Okay.
Acting is when a good script comes.
I'll hold you to that.
Seriously.
Because if I find you anywhere else, I'll remind you that
please,
you said your core.
Please, yes, please. Anything
Great.
under construction, real estate, that is what I am focused on.
Okay.
Then oil and gas, if there is a big deal.
Okay, so there are some
And
of us
acting,
young people, like me, and maybe women especially, who aspire to make a difference in the community through charity or maybe social enterprise. What advice would you have for them? For us?
Charity is not something you just wake up in the morning and say you want to do it. It can be very stressful. It can be very, sometimes you would do a charity job and you can get insulted for it, you can get abused. Even to the people that you're assisting, they might behave in such a way that you don't feel satisfied with what you're doing when you're assisting them. Yes. Like when I went out to do the Feed Lagos campaign, when we're giving out rice, some people said they wanted beans. When we gave out beans, some people said they didn't want rice or beans. So sometimes it can be demoralizing, and that is where the passion comes in. You must have passion for charity work. So you must have empathy. You must be ready. There are sometimes that people would abuse you. I wanted to give out sanitary wares. And I was told that if I give out sanitary wares, they might think I'm a ritualist because some parents will say, oh, the blood is entering the pad. So you hear a lot of things that would deter you from doing what you need to do, from going against your beliefs and principles, of helping those in need. So for me, if any woman or any man wants to, do this philanthropy work, you're like a selfless person that has empathy. You must be selfless.
Yes.
And not listen, because in the midst of listening to a bad egg, it will stop you from helping those that are really in need.
Yeah.
At the end of the
day. So selflessness, that would be the take home.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, the producer is telling me that I'm getting carried away with this conversation. But I hope that someday again soon we'll be able to have you with us on this show. Yeah. Thank you so much, Carolyna, for sharing your incredible journey and insights with us on the show today. Of course, it's clear that your passion and compassion drive everything that you do. And we're inspired by your story too. So we'll take a short break now, and when we return, we'll dive into our Culture Conversations segment with Chisobam Ofebu. Don't go away.